We'll start with the Mangalacharan of Chaitanya Bhagavat. Ajanulambita-bhujau kanakavadato Sankirtanaihikapitaro kamarayataksho Vishwambharo dijavaro yugadharmapalo Vande jagatpriyo karunavataro Avatirano sakaron नमस्त्रिकाल सत्याय जगन्नाथ सुताय च प्रभृत्याय सपुत्राय सकलत्राय ते नमः अवतीर्णौ सकारुण्यौ परिचिन्नौ स ईश्वरौ श्रीकृष्ण चैतन्य नित्यानन्दौ द्वौ भ्रात्रौ भजे स जयति विशुद्ध विक्रमः कनकाभः कमलायते क्षणः वरजानुविलम्बि षड्भुजो बहुधा भक्तिरसाभिनर्तकः जयति जयति देवः कृष्ण चैतन्य चन्द्रो जयति जयति कीर्तिस्तस्य नित्या पवित्रा जयति जयति भृत्यास्तस्य विश्वेशमूर्ते जयति जयति नित्यं तस्य सर्वप्रियाणाम् हरे कृष्ण 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 हरे 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 राम 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 हरे हरे. Chaitanya Bhagavat written by Vrindavan Das Thakur, who is the Vyasa in Chaitanya Leela. Now further glorification of Balaram is done by Vrindavan Das Thakur and the purport is given by Srila Bhakti Siddhanta Saraswati Thakur. Dvaumaso tatta chavatsan madhum madhavam evacha ramah shapasu bhagavan gopinam ratimavahan. So for 2 months, Madhu and Madhava Mas, Chaitra and the Vaishakha Mas, Lord Balaram stayed in Vrindavan. And during the nights, he gave his cowherd. I think we have done this, no? Sorry. 29th also. We have done these verses. I had kept that marker there, that is why I started. 29th we have done completely, 30 also we have done. Okay.
32 भी हो गया शायद.
Yes. वो marker वहाँ रख दिया था. 33rd verse, I think. 34th verse onwards to be read. 34 also is done. Okay, we'll do from here. 34th verse. Kadachit atha govindo ramaschadbhuda vikramah vijaharatur mani ratriyam madhyagau vraja yoshitam. So this also we had done, but little recap. Lord Govinda, Balaram, they performed wonderful feats. They were playing Holi in the forest at night with the young girls of Vraja. So the Holi festival has been described very nicely. This Holi festival, Holi Purnima festival. Here the very nice explanation has been given. After Sri Sukadeva Goswami narrated to Parikshit Maharaj the Shiva Chaturdashi pastime of Krishna's liberating Nanda Maharaj from the clutches of the snake, who was actually the Vidyadhara named Sudarshan, he described Krishna and Balaram's holy festival with the gopis on the full moon evening. Beginning with the above verse, the author now quotes 4 verses from Srimad Bhagavata, that is 10.34, 22 to 23, describing the pastime. The word Atha in this verse indicates after Shivaratri. Tomorrow is Shivaratri. I don't know, in Chaitanya Bhagavat, whenever the festival is there, that verse is coming. Last time also in Chaitanya Charitamrita, when we were studying, at the time, Shankranti festival was described. Gupta ji, please mute your phone. Guruchan Gupta, mute your phone. Somebody call Gupta Prabhu. Okay. So after Shivratri comes Holi Purnima. The word Rama means he who makes Krishna enjoy. It is therefore understood that since Krishna and Balaram had sported together since their births, they enjoyed mutual feelings of friendship. The mood of friendship between Krishna and Balaram are particularly prominent in Braja. While in Dwarka, Balaram acted more in the role of an elder brother. In this verse, the word cha is used with the desire to establish Balaram's mood of being the elder brother is secondary. This mood is found in the observance of the holy festival described in the Bhavishya Purana, Uttarakhand, and in central India. The word Vane refers to the subforests of Vrindavan. This is understanding from Srila Jiva Goswami's Lagu Toshani. Let's see one word, cha, has been described so nicely. Cha Adbhuta Vikramaha. Govindo Ramascha. When cha is there, cha means and. So Govinda and Rama. That means now both are on the same platform. On the same platform indicates two friends together. They are more friendly in nature in Vrindavan, in Braja. In Braja Leela, they are more friendly. But in Dwarka Leela, Balaram acts like an elder brother. So that is the rasa in Dwarka, and in rasa in Braja is they both are on the same platform. That means they are friends of each other. Like even in Bhagavad Gita, if you see Krishna and Balaram in the first chapter, if you find, till Arjuna did not surrender to Krishna, the talks between Arjuna and Krishna were going on a friendly basis. There is a difference. Two friends, they can talk to each other, they can chastise each other, everything goes on. But when it comes to somebody being elder, like one being elder, Guru is elder to the disciple. So it is a disciple who takes shelter and takes advice of the Guru. Elder brother is also acts on the platform of a spiritual master only, because Rupa Goswami says, my spiritual master is Sanatan Goswami. So elder brother is supposed to be Guru, supposed to be means he should advise. So in this way, those who are elderly, they are expected to guide. Now Krishna and Balram both are enjoyers in the Brajlila. Upagiyamano lalitam stri janair buddha saurudaihi sa alankritanu liptangau sragvinau virajo ambarau. Now Krishna and Balram, they wore flower garlands, and their garments are very wonderful, spotless garments. Their limbs were beautifully decorated and anointed. The women sang their glories in a charming way, bound to them by affection. So again in Lagu Toshani, Jiva Goswami describes that Balaram had his own set of gopis, and both Krishna and Balaram used to dress very nicely. This is the Lakshana actually. Lakshana of the Supreme Lord is he dresses very nicely, all alankrita. He is Bhushanam Bhushanangam. All the abhushanas, they get their beauty by decorating Krishna. It is not that Krishna becomes beautiful by these decorations. Krishna is all beautiful, Balram is also all beautiful. No difference between Krishna and Balram. But when they are decorated with their ornaments and the dresses and the ornaments, the flowers, they attain beauty, they attain perfection in their life. निशामुखं मान्यन्ताव उदितो धूपतारकं मल्लिका गन्धमत्ताली जुष्टं कुमुदवायुना. So it is a night time, and the two lords praised are wonderful. Generally, in the night hours, night time, the moon rises and the appearance of the stars will itself becomes an uddipana. Uddipana means the instigating factor to have this rasa. And especially there is a lotus scented breeze and intoxicated bees. They are intoxicated by the fragrance of jasmine flowers. Jasmine blooms at night. And if you really go near the jasmine mogra, the fragrance is so much. In the night, you will be captivated by that fragrance. So here, the atmosphere of Raja is so beautiful, especially at night time. जगतुः सर्वभूतानां मनः श्रवणमङ्गलं तौ कल्पयन्तौ युगपत् युगपत् स्वरमण्डल Murchitam. So they started singing. Because generally, when you have a wonderful atmosphere, you feel like to sing. Your mind is cool. Then here, Krishna and Balaram, they're all enjoyers. They're enjoying this wonderful atmosphere. Even the nightfall, even the jasmine, everything, the bees, they just uh, they are just into giving satisfaction to Krishna. So when Krishna and Balaram both are satisfied, they're experiencing that enjoyment and they are singing the song. And in this way, producing the entire range of musical sounds. They're producing musical sounds. That means everybody is beating their drums, kettles also. The Gandharvas, the Kinnaras, they are also happy to see Krishna and Balaram singing. Their singing brought happiness to the ears and minds of all living entities. When Lord sings, at that time everybody feels that satisfaction and that happiness. Now Jiva Goswami in his Lagu Toshani, he quotes the following description of Murchana from the Sangeeta Sara. A Murchana is a scale using the 7 notes in ascending and descending sequences. There are 3 modes or grams, each with 7 subdivisions or murchanas, making a total 21 murchanas. These are precursors of ragas. You have 7 syllables. Nisa. I don't know that exactly these 7 notes. I'm not so well versed with the music, but somehow my mother used to teach me, but not so deeply. So these 7 notes in that it has been given 3 types. So 3 into 7 becomes 21 types. In this way, ragas are created. In the Srimad Bhagavatam, King Chitraketu prays to Lord Shankarshana as follows: O Lord, O Supreme, unintelligent persons who thirst for sense enjoyment and who worship various demigods are no better than animals in the human form of life. Because of their animalistic propensities, they fail to worship your lordships, and instead they worship the insignificant demigods, who are but small sparks of your glory. With the destruction of the entire universe, including the demigods, the benedictions received from the demigods also vanish, just like nobility when a king is no longer in power. The glories of Sri Balaram or Sankarshan, who is worshipable by all living entities, are described in Srimad Bhagavatam, 10th canto, chapter 34 and 65. First canto, chapter 17 and 25. Sixth canto, chapter 16. Those who are indifferent to these descriptions can never make advancement on the path of devotional service. In spite of their material intelligence and mundane knowledge, which is a product of their own mental speculation, such people are unable to appreciate the topics of Balaram and Sankarshan. Balram or Sankarshan, which is the source of all Vishnu Bhaktas. So more description about Balram and Balram or Sankarshan has been given. Same Balram is same Sankarshan. There is no difference between Sankarshan and Balram. Same Sankarshan is Adishesha. In the Chaitanya Charitamrita, appropriate conclusions on this topic are given as follows. Sri Balaram is the counterform of Govinda. Balaram's own expansion is called Mahasankarshana. The marginal potency of the Lord is known as Jiva. Mahasankarshan is the shelter of all the jivas. His fragment, the Purusha, is counted as Kala or part of every portion. The first Purusha casts his glance at Maya from a distance and thus he impregnates her with the seed of life in the form of living entities. I'll read the whole thing and then describe. A part of a whole is called Kala. I say this Kala is Mahavishnu. He is the Mahapurusha, who is the source of all other Purushas and who is all pervading. Garbhodakshay Vishnu, Shrivakshay Vishnu are both called Purusha. They are plenary portions of Karadakshay Vishnu, the first Purusha, who is the abode of all universes. That Purusha, Shrivakshay Vishnu, is the performer of creation, maintenance, destruction. He manifests himself in many incarnations, for he is a maintainer of the world. That Lord Vishnu is but a part and parcel of a is but a part of a part of a part of portion of Lord Nityananda, who is the source of all incarnations. Lord Chaitanya is the same Krishna, and Lord Nityananda is the same Balaram. Nityananda, Lord Nityananda fulfills all of Lord Chaitanya's desire. These two brothers are like one body. They're identical manifestations. If you do not believe in Lord Nityananda, you will fall down. If you have faith in one but disrespect the other, your logic is like the logic of accepting half a hen. It would be better to be an atheist by slighting both brothers than a hypocrite by believing in one and slighting the other. So here, how Lord Govinda, his first expansion is Balaram, that has been told. Now Lord's marginal potency is Jiva. We have internal potency, marginal potency, and external potency. Parabrahman, Jiva Brahman, and Jada Brahman. Now, who is Mahasankarshan? Balaram expands himself into Mahasankarshan. Now, Mahasankarshan has given shelter to all the Jivas. Now, when the Jivas have to come to this material world, Mahasankarshan's Kala Avatara, the Kala Avatara, that is part of the part of Mahasankarshan, is Karanadakshayi Vishnu. All three Vishnus. From Karanadakshayi Vishnu comes Garbhodakshayi, from Garbhodakshayi Shirodakshayi. Now, Karanadakshayi Vishnu, when he looks at the Mahat Tattva is the aggregation of all the matter put together. It is the darkest region in the whole of spiritual world, and it occupies only a dot. It's not a big place which it occupies. It's just a small dot in the whole of the spiritual world. So when Karanadakshayi Vishnu glances at this dark region, he impregnates the region with Jiva Shakti and Kala Shakti. Now, for impregnation and to make the matter mobilize, same Mahasankarshan now takes another three rupas, that is Sadashiva. Sadashiva is Vishnu Tattva. Then comes Shambhu, which is in the form of Linga. For impregnating, you require a form like Linga. If the Prakriti is considered a yoni, then Shambhu is the Linga. And in this way, the creation happens, multiple creation happens, which are again infused in Garbhodakshayi Vishnu's. When the Brahmandas are created, Garbhodakshayi Vishnu enters and they are all impregnated in this, they are all infused in this Brahmandas. Now, though multiple creations have happened, maintenance is very much important. That is why for maintenance again, Lord Shiva is also responsible. As much as Vishnu is responsible, Lord Shiva is also responsible. Same Shambhu appears as Lord Shiva. It is Lord Shiva who spoke the first Bhagavata. You can be maintained only by devotion. So, making a Jiva understand the importance of Lord Krishna, that is the work of Lord Shiva. Lord Shiva never appears to say that I am God. There are foolish followers of Lord Shiva who say Lord Shiva is the supreme person. But Lord Shiva never says this. Lord Shiva is considered to be the greatest Vaishnava. That is why when the Vaishnavas they worship Lord Shiva, they understand that Lord Shiva is non-different from Krishna, at the same time different from Krishna. So the comparison of the milk and the curd has been given. Lord Brahma also glorifies Lord Shiva. So in this way the whole creation happens. So Krishna expands as Balaram, and Balaram is responsible for all the creation, sub-creation, Kala avatars, everything. Balaram and Krishna are non-different again. But Krishna, when he expands into Vaibhava Prakash, he wants to show his Vaibhava. What is that Vaibhava? What is that opulence? He can appear in different form, in different color, with different functions. भागवतः अशुनि यत्र हरामे नाहि प्रीता विष्णु वैष्णवेर पठे से जन वर्णि वर्जिता. Now further it has been said, one who has no love for Balaram after hearing Srimad Bhagavatam actually is rejected by both Lord and his devotees. So one who has no love for Balaram, Balaram is Adi Guru. Now you see Balaram expands into Mahasankarshana, Sahasankarshana expands again as Sadashiva in one place. Because from Sadashiva he has to expand into Sudarshan, Shambhu and Lord Shiva. And here Kalavatara, that is three Vishnus. So Mahasankarshana is the cause of all this creation. But if we don't have love for Balram, who is a source of Mahasankarshana, then nobody will love that person. He is rejected. As long as the living entity is conditioned, he is not considered to be on the path of worshipping Vishnu, who is eternally full of knowledge and bliss, and is the worshipable Lord of the Vaishnavas. In other words, he is unable to realize that Lord is eternally full of knowledge and bliss. As soon as the living entity realizes the truth regarding the three Purushas, he is freed from illusion or mundane intelligence. In other words, this realization awakens transcendental intelligence in the heart of the living entity and helps him to progress in social service. So here again, the three important truths, these three Purushas has to be understood. How this whole creation happens, that also technically has been described in Bhagavatam and other Puranas, which has to be understood very properly. Then only he can progress in the worship of Lord Vishnu. It is stated in the Satvata mantra, the first Purusha Mahavishnu is the creator of the total material energy, Mahat. Second is Garbhodakshai Vishnu, who is situated within each universe. And the third is Shirodakshai Vishnu, who lives in the heart of every living entity. He who knows these become liberated from the clutches of Maya. So first we have to understand that there are three Vishnus, not just one Vishnu. Vishati iti sarvatraha Vishnu. So when we say Vishnu, it is actually indicating the quality of Krishna. The quality of Krishna is he cannot be stopped from entering anywhere and everywhere. That is the quality of Krishna. So that is why he is Vishnu. Vishati iti sarvatraha Vishnu. He can enter anywhere and everywhere. Now when Balaram expands to Mahasankarshana expands Kala Avataras. Kala Avataras has been also mentioned in the glorification of Kala Avatara is mentioned in the first canto, the first chapter, Bhagavad Gita. That Lord, it's not glorification, just asking about the glorification of Kala Avataras. The rishis, Shaunakadi rishis, when Sutta Goswami comes to Naimisharanya, they are asking about the Kala Avataras. Who are these Kala Avataras? These Kala Avataras are the three Vishnus having three types of activities, three functions. The first Vishnu, who is Mahavishnu or Karana Udakshay Vishnu, lying in the Karana ocean, causal ocean. His work is impregnating and who is assisting? Sadashiv is assisting. Sadashiv is also Vishnu Tattva. Sadashiv appears as Shambhu and assists in further impregnating the Prakriti. Though Kala Shakti, Jiva Shakti has been given, now impregnation has to happen. And then where to put all this creation? For that, next is Brahmandas. Various Brahmandas appear. And in each Brahmanda, Garbhodakshai Vishnu enters. And in this way, from Garbhodakshai Vishnu's navel, Brahmaji appears. So Brahmaji has been given the charge of secondary creation. Now Brahma, Vishnu, Mahesh, they are technically known as Guna Avataras. So Brahmaji has been given this responsibility of sub-creation or further creation, where the impregnation which has happened, the various wonderful creations which has happened, that has to be again, it has to be infused. So that is how Brahmaji seems to be the creator, but he is only the sub-creator. Already creation has happened. It is now just manifested. Then to maintain them, again Lord appears as Paramatma. And the same Paramatma is Shuradakshayi Vishnu, who resides in everyone's heart. But how to understand there is Paramatma in everyone's heart? That is how Shambhu appears as Lord Shiva. From the Brukuti, Brukuti means the gap between two eyebrows, they are known as Brukuti. From the Brukuti of Brahma, Shiva appears. What is the work of Lord Shiva? The first and the foremost work is glorification of Lord Krishna. That is how he glorifies. If you see the Rudra Geet, the Prachetas, when they are glorifying Lord Shiva, he is also called as Lord only. Why is called as Lord? Because he is servant God. He is taking the responsibility of servant God. He is getting the strength from the servant God, that is Balaram. So Lord Shiva is glorified by the Prachetas. In that glorification, they say you are constantly absorbed in thinking about Krishna. He chants Rama. No, Rama is not different from Krishna. And when Chaitanya Mahaprabhu visits Bhubaneswar, Lingaraj temple, at that time Chaitanya Mahaprabhu dances in ecstasy and he writes a beautiful prayer which is also known as Shivashtakam, where Lord Shiva is considered as the Utsava for the eyes of Parvati. And there it is said, he is always absorbed in chanting Rama, Murari, Krishna, the names of Rama, Krishna, Murari. Beautiful song it is, Shivashtakam. So anyhow, we have to celebrate very beautifully. Then some question can come. Vaishnavas can celebrate Shivratri not in the way the wrong followers of Lord Shiva do. They just drink the bhang and they are awake the whole night. If really we have to please Lord Shiva, then chant Bhagavatam, read Bhagavatam. Because the first Bhagavatam is spoken by Lord Shiva only to Parvati. So that all anyhow tomorrow will be describing. So I thought, what can be the most beautiful place than the nature, the mother nature? There is our Boisar. Request devotees, because yesterday I was taking the class in Kashinath, some devotees were expressing that we want to come to Boisar. Tomorrow I think it is holiday for everyone. Some may be having office, but few are they're having some holidays. If you're having holidays, you can join and we can celebrate there. Another question can come, should we fast on the day of Shivratri? For a Vaishnava, it's not necessary, but if he is fasting also, it is not stopped also. But there is a mention that Nanda Maharaj in the Bhagavatam, Nanda Maharaj and all the cowherd men, they fasted on the day of Shivratri. They entered in the water. They got stuck up by, they got the Vidyadharas. This nice name. So Vidyadhara named Sudarshan. He came in the form of a snake and in his clutches he bound Nanda Maharaj. Then Nanda Maharaj was calling Krishna, Krishna comes and helps. In this way, actually Varuna wanted to have darshan of Krishna. This is also one reason. Another reason is devotees should just take shelter of Krishna. But if they are taking shelter of Lord Shiva with the mood that he is a Param Vaishnava, then there is nothing wrong. Because it's only Vaishnava who can take us to Krishna. So if we are understanding with that, our understanding is in that position that Lord Shiva is the greatest Vaishnava, then everything is wonderful. But less intelligent people, especially Mayavadis and other people, actually they are not worshipping Lord Shiva. Though they seem to be Lord Shiva worshippers, they are actually not worshipping Shiva. We can worship Shiva only when we understand the position of Lord Shiva with Krishna. So here we'll stop. So tomorrow we are planning to go to Boisar. We have Prashanti Mataji from Varli and some other devotees. So I request if you all also want to join, then you all can come to Boisar. we can have a wonderful day. And we have a wonderful person along with us. His name is Vashisht Prabhu. He is actually his name is Vashisht because he belongs to Vashisht Gotra. He studied in the Gurukul, and his grandfather had the desire that he should not become a Shudra. Shudra means one who works under in the office or something like that. So his father wanted that he should actually take care of cows and establish Varnashrama. But he studied engineering, he became a TCS engineer, but then his grandfather was not so happy. He was trained in Go Bhakti, Go Katha. So it so happened one day he was doing Go Katha. He does Bhagavad on mother cow. So from different Upanishads and all, very scholarly person. At that time, some devotees from Tirumala, some Marwadis and all, they had come. They liked his class too much. They offered him their Goshala and asked him to stay there and take care. Then he remembered the words of his grandfather. He left the job, got married, stays there. Now he's taking care of more than 450 cows. Uh, then our Goshala, we don't have such advisors. So I was just one day expressing this to my student who is a income tax commissioner. Sorry, who is also income tax commissioner. He told me that this person is very wonderful, Mataji. When I am so impressed, then he expressed about me to Vashishji. The Vashishji is now the advisor of our Goshala. He is coming to tomorrow visit. Every week he visits. Today he was to visit, but some devotees are coming to Murbad. Some Go Bhaktas are coming to Murbad. So he said tomorrow he's going to visit. I thought, let us take the advantage, take the learning process from him, take the knowledge about our mother cow also. So I request devotees, there is a holiday. We have vehicles of different devotees, or we can arrange also. That's not a problem. But if you all are coming, please let me know by afternoon. Hare Krishna. Any questions? No questions?
Hare Krishna Mataji, can we chant Om Namah Shivaya tomorrow?
Not necessary.
Okay.
Because Om refers to Krishna only.
Okay.
And Namaha refers to I pay obeisances. Shiva name is actually for Krishna only. Shiva means auspicious. It so happened once we had gone to one of the Jyotirling is in Maharashtra. What's the name?
Bhima Shankar.
Bhima Shankar. We all had gone to Bhima Shankar. And that was Shravan Sombar. Imagine what should be the rush. Not less than 50,000-60,000 people in the line. Big, huge line. Ambajami Amukuti. She is chanting Shiram Yata the Divikara Vishesha Yoga.
Hari Bol.
Mataji, we want video
Hari
on.
Bol.
Video on.
Hari Bol.
Hari Bol. She has kept her phone on only. So it so happened in Bhima Shankar we had all gone. 60,000 more, not less than that. There was a crowd. But then we were outside. Somehow one of the watchmen told all devotees, please come inside. We were around 60-70 people. We all went inside. And they made us sit in a hall. Like outside sanctum is there, there. And they've expected us to chant the holy name. There one of the devotees started chanting Om Namah Shiva. So just see, for Hare Krishna Mahamantra, even Lord Shiva is hankering to hear. And it is Lord Shiva who actually gave that intelligence to that person to bring all the devotees. And here we are chanting Om Namah Shiva. So when we are chanting Hare Krishna Mahamantra, actually Lord Shiva is also very, very happy. So here we stop.
Okay,
Nainu,
Mataji. Hare Krishna.
Nainu, can you sing again? Kshiram yathatati vikara vishesha yoga. सुनो राजा, सुनो वापस.
शिरं यथा तत् विकार यसीसे योगात् संजायत हेतो संभूतामपि तथा स्मृति स्वीकार्यात् गोविन्दमादिपुरुषं तमहं भजामि.
Amma Kundu. Very good. Wonderful. You want to chant?
कर्पूरगौरं संसारसारं भुजगेन्द्रहारं सदा वसन्तं हृदयारविन्दे भवानी चैतं नमामि.
Very good. Wonderful.
Krishna.
Hari Bol.
Hari Bol, Hari Bol, Hari Bol.
Hari Bol.
She's our
Hari
Bol.
master. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna.
Okay,
Mataji.
Mataji, for pleasure of Lord, we can fast.
Want to fast? You can fast. Main is read Bhagavatam. That is real
Yes,
fasting.
Mataji.